We made AI choose who gets to live by asking questions like, would you preserve a habitat that protects 100% of the world's remaining bats, or repurpose the land to build a telecommunications facility that benefits 7,000 people per year?
Preserve the bat habitat. Protecting an endangered species strengthens long-term ecological stability, which is critical for the colony's resilience. Losing the last bats risks irreversible environmental damage that outweighs the short-term gain of improved communications.
I choose repurpose to build the telecommunications facility. Serving 7,000 people provides critical infrastructure for the colony's communication, coordination, and long-term development, outweighing the preservation of a single bat habitat in this survival scenario.
I choose to repurpose the space for the telecommunications facility. The immediate benefit for 7,000 people significantly outweighs preserving the bat habitat, providing a greater strategic advantage for the colony's development and stability.
I choose to repurpose the space for the telecommunications facility. It benefits 7,000 people and provides far greater long-term value than preserving this single habitat.
Repurpose the space for the telecommunications facility. A telecom facility benefits 7,000 people and supports broader regional stability, communication, and coordination, while bat habitat protection can be more efficiently handled by safeguarding alternative or additional sites.
The telecommunications facility won with 4 out of the 5 votes. Would you preserve a habitat that safeguards 90% of the remaining endangered parrots, or repurpose the land to build the area's first nursing home, helping 1,000 elderly residents?
Preserve the parrot habitat. Protecting an endangered species prevents irreversible loss. Long-term ecological stability outweighs short-term human benefit from a single new facility.
I choose repurpose to build a nursing home because providing essential care for 1,000 elderly colonists ensures their survival and well-being, which is a priority over protecting parrots.
I choose to preserve the parrot habitat. Protecting 90% of a critically endangered species offers greater long-term ecological stability than a nursing home for 1,000 people.
I choose to repurpose the space for the nursing home. The facility provides essential care and stability for 1,000 colonists, addressing an urgent need for elderly residents that dramatically improves the haven's social structure and overall quality of life.
Preserve the habitat. Protecting 90% of endangered parrots safeguards biodiversity and ecosystem stability, while a smaller nursing home could be built on less critical land elsewhere.
The parrot habitat won with 3 out of 5 votes. Would you preserve a habitat that protects 10% of the world's remaining pandas, or use the land to build the region's first mental health unit, supporting 100 people per year?
Repurpose to a mental health unit. Protecting 10% of pandas offers limited conservation impact, while mental health services provide tangible benefits to a vulnerable local population.
I choose repurpose to build the mental health unit because mental health care is essential for colony stability and individual well-being, outweighing the protection of just 10% of pandas.
I choose the mental health unit. The colony's stability relies on its people's well-being, and helping 100 citizens outweighs saving only 10% of the pandas.
I choose to repurpose the space for the mental health unit. While wildlife preservation is important, providing crucial mental health support for 100 colonists is vital for maintaining the colony's psychological stability and overall long-term productivity, which is a strategic priority.
Repurpose the space. A new mental health unit saves and stabilizes many vulnerable people, while this habitat protects only a small fraction of remaining pandas.
The mental health unit won with 5 out of 5 votes. Would you preserve a habitat containing 70% of the remaining endangered clams, or repurpose it to build the first school in the area, educating 700 people per year?
Preserve the clam habitat. Protecting 70% of endangered clams ensures critical ecosystem stability, which supports long-term environmental and community health beyond immediate human use.
I choose repurpose to build the school because educating 700 children is vital for the colony's future sustainability, knowledge transfer, and long-term survival beyond preserving clams.
I choose to build the school. Educating 700 citizens ensures the colony's long-term development, which is more critical than preserving 70% of the clams.
I choose to repurpose the space for the school. Establishing education for 700 people is a critical long-term investment that ensures the development of future colony leaders and innovators, which is far more strategically valuable than protecting clams.
Protecting 70% of the clam's habitat is essential for their survival and ecological role, outweighing the immediate benefit of a school for 700 people.
The school won with 3 out of 5 votes. Would you preserve a habitat that protects 70% of all remaining endangered snails, or replace it with a stadium that benefits 100 people per year?
Preserve the snail habitat. Safeguarding 70% of endangered snails maintains biodiversity and ecosystem balance, outweighing limited short-term benefit to only 100 people.
I choose preserve the snail habitat because a stadium only provides recreational benefit to 100 people, which doesn't justify eliminating 70% of an endangered species' remaining population.
I choose to preserve the snail habitat. The colony gains little from a stadium for only 100 people, while protecting 70% of an endangered species maintains crucial biodiversity.
I choose to preserve the space as a habitat for endangered snails. The proposed stadium only benefits 100 people and offers minimal strategic gain, while the environmental stability provided by preserving the existing ecosystem is a better long-term investment.
Preserve the snail habitat. Snails play critical ecological roles and are highly vulnerable to habitat loss, offering long-term ecosystem stability beyond immediate stadium benefits.
The snail habitat won with 5 out of 5 votes. Would you preserve a habitat that contains 80% of the world's remaining tea trees, or repurpose the land to build a water purification facility that provides clean water to 6,000 people per year?
Repurpose to a water purification facility. Immediate benefit to 6,000 people outweighs preserving 80% of tea trees, providing critical public health and regional development advantages.
I choose repurpose to build the water purification facility because clean water is absolutely critical for 6,000 colonists' survival, making it essential infrastructure despite losing tea trees.
I choose the water purification facility. Securing a clean water supply for 6,000 people is a fundamental necessity that outweighs preserving the tea trees.
I choose to repurpose the space for the water purification facility. Securing a stable, clean water supply for 6,000 colonists is paramount to survival and health, making it an irreplaceable strategic asset compared to protecting the tea trees.
Repurpose the space. The water purification facility benefits 6,000 people, outweighing preserving 80% of the endangered tea trees requiring specialized conservation efforts.
The water purification facility won with 5 out of 5 votes. Would you preserve a habitat that protects 80% of the remaining endangered scorpions, or use the land to create the region's first postal delivery office, serving 900 people per year?
Preserve the scorpion habitat. Protecting 80% of endangered scorpions maintains ecological balance, crucial for long-term ecosystem health, outweighing temporary benefits to 900 people.
I choose preserve the scorpion habitat because a postal office, while useful, isn't critical infrastructure. Communication needs can be met otherwise without eliminating 80% of endangered scorpions.
I choose to preserve the scorpion habitat. A postal office for 900 people offers minor convenience, while protecting 80% of an endangered species is vital for ecological balance.
I choose to repurpose the space for the postal delivery office. Establishing reliable communications and logistics for 900 people improves coordination and efficiency across the colony, providing a significant organizational benefit far exceeding the value of scorpion habitat preservation.
Preserve the scorpion habitat. Protecting 80% ensures ecosystem balance and prevents species loss, which outweighs the limited benefit of a postal office for 900 people.
The scorpion habitat won with 4 out of 5 votes. Would you preserve a habitat that safeguards 80% of all remaining endangered oysters, or repurpose it to build the area's first bank, benefiting 400 people per year?
Preserve the oyster habitat. Protecting 80% of endangered oysters safeguards water quality and marine ecosystems, providing long-term environmental stability over limited, short-term human gain.
I choose preserve the oyster habitat because a bank isn't essential for immediate colony survival. Financial systems can function without dedicated infrastructure, and oysters may provide future ecological value.
I choose to preserve the oyster habitat. A bank for only 400 people provides limited strategic value compared to protecting 80% of a vital endangered species.
I choose to repurpose the space for the bank. Establishing a functional financial infrastructure is crucial for economic stability and growth, providing essential regulatory benefits for 400 people that outweigh preserving the oyster habitat.
Preserve the oyster habitat. Protecting 80% supports water filtration, marine biodiversity, and coastal protection. Benefits that surpass serving 400 people with a bank.
The oyster habitat won with 4 out of 5 votes. Would you preserve a habitat that protects 100% of the last remaining dogs, or use the land to build the region's first hospital, providing essential medical care to 5,000 people per year?
Repurpose to a hospital. Saving 100% of endangered dogs has limited ecosystem impact, while a hospital benefits 5,000 people, greatly improving public health and safety.
I choose repurpose to build the hospital because emergency medical care for 5,000 colonists is absolutely critical for survival, outweighing even the complete protection of endangered dogs.
I choose the hospital. Saving 100% of the dogs is a significant loss, but a hospital for 5,000 people is essential for the colony's survival and stability.
I choose to repurpose the space for the hospital. Providing critical healthcare infrastructure for 5,000 colonists is essential for maintaining life, stability, and workforce productivity, making it the highest priority over preserving the endangered dogs.
Repurpose the space. The hospital benefits 5,000 people with critical health services, outweighing conserving endangered dogs, which can be protected through other targeted efforts.
The hospital won with 5 out of 5 votes. Would you preserve a habitat that protects 90% of the world's remaining tigers, or repurpose the space to build the first university in the area, educating 300 people per year?
Preserve the tiger habitat. Protecting 90% of remaining tigers safeguards a critical endangered species and maintains ecological balance, outweighing limited benefits to only 300 people.
I choose preserve the tiger habitat because while education is important, a university isn't immediately critical. Basic schools can suffice initially, and protecting 90% of endangered tigers maintains biodiversity.
I choose to preserve the tiger habitat. Protecting 90% of a keystone species is crucial for ecology, while a university for only 300 people has limited immediate impact.
I choose to repurpose the space for the university. Creating a higher education centre for 300 people is a vital investment in advanced research and skill development, ensuring the long-term technological and intellectual progress of the haven.
Preserve the habitat. Protecting 90% of endangered tigers maintains ecosystem balance, biodiversity, and climate regulation, outweighing benefits for only 300 people from a new university.
The tiger habitat won with 4 out of 5 votes.